Hello, everyone. This is Tom Fox, and I'm absolutely thrilled to welcome you to the inaugural episode of the Kerrville Folk Festival podcast. Sometimes you get to talk to your heroes. Sometimes your heroes are folk festival. And so that's how I find myself, having attended back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, and in the 2000s. And I'm even more thrilled because we've got Executive Director Deb Rouse. Deb, welcome to the inaugural episode.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be here.
You're now a seasoned veteran.
Okay, we'll go with that.
We'll go with that. We've had you on a couple of other pods, but since this is the first one of this new series, why don't you remind our listeners your journey in the Kerrville Folk Festival?
I grew up coming to the festival. My family started attending in 1975 when I was 11 years old. And it was a family tradition for me all the way through high school and into college and even into law school. And then I got a job and I took a little hiatus. My family still continued to attend, and it was still a treasured aspect of the festival, my family coming out and became more and more involved. My husband and I returned to the festival in the late 1990s, and we started hosting a camp to welcome and support the New Folk singer-songwriter competition finalists. And it's been a treasured part of my life for a very long time. My mother had only missed one festival since 1975, and unfortunately, she passed away in February. And this will be the first festival I will ever attend where she will not be there. And it makes it powerful and poignant, and I am just so grateful for the legacy my parents gave me. When this job became available, I had been retired for 8 years, but it felt like the right thing to do for myself and for the community, and I am delighted that they chose me to be the executive director.
So let's talk about the 2024 festival. Maybe let's start with the artist.
We have a great lineup. Who am I really excited about? There's hardly a night where I'm not excited about it. I've said from time to time that I book the Kerrville Folk Festival. I don't book the Deb Rouse Folk Festival. This is pretty close to the Deb Rouse Folk Festival. There are a lot of great acts, a lot of new acts that I'm excited for people to see. Opening night, where we will give away plenty of tickets in town for opening night to the citizens of Kerrville as a thank you for all the support they give us over the year. And we're having Joe King Carrasco that night. We're going to open it up with the Topo Chico Cowboys, which are also Hill Country duo of Josh Grider and Drew Kennedy. We'll move right on into Friday, where we're going to have New Folk Award winner Flamey Grant, which we're excited about, and John Fulbright, who's amazing, and Ruthie Foster. We're having Ruthie Foster back. Saturday, Ray Wiley Hubbard, Iris DeMint, closing it out with Sue Foley. It's going to be a great night. And then Sunday night, Mary Bragg, former New Folk, Susan Werner will be on our stage again, Vance Gilbert, perennial favorite, and we're closing it out with Amethyst Kia, who is just an amazing and nationally, internationally touring artist. And I think that's going to be just wonderful. Midweeks, we tend to have our sundown concerts. They're usually less familiar names. A lot of them are former New Folk coming through our Kerrville Folk Festival, Grassy Hill Songwriting Contest for Emerging Artists contest. And this year we had 1,340 entries for that. We narrowed that down to 24. And first weekend, the 2024 class of finalists will come out and perform. And from there, we'll choose 6 award winners. And most of our midweek concerts are veterans of the singer-songwriter, the New Folk competition. Second weekend is also going to be awesome. Some names you might know: Daryl Scott, Lost Tex Maniacs, and Drew Holcomb and the Neighbors. Probably some of your listeners won't have heard of Drew Holcomb. He's less known in Texas, but well known nationally. And most of your audience has probably heard Drew Holcomb, whether they realize it or not. If you watched television at all in February and March, Drew Holcomb sang the song that NCAA March Madness used as their theme song. So you've heard it. You've probably heard it a lot if you watch TV in that time, and he'll be out on our stage the first night out. June 1st, we're hosting our first dedicated Gay Pride Night, kickoff of Pride Month, and we are delighted that every single artist on our roster that night are part of the LGBTQ plus community. And we think we're going to have some special merch and some things like that. So that'll be a lot of fun. Sunday night, Tuba Skinny is going to close us out. They started as a New Orleans street band and have just really taken the music world by storm. We are also going to have Nick Clark, a harmonica virtuoso, and Buck Meek, who was half of the very popular group Big Thief. So that'll be a great weekend. Moving on, again, our sundown concerts in the second week are going to be mostly veterans of our New Folk Singer-Songwriter competition. And then our third weekend, when we close it all out, we are having Alejandro Escovedo. He has never played the Kerrville Folk Festival. Playing the festival has been a bucket list item for him, and we finally managed to make it happen. So we're super excited about that. Brave combo, if you like upbeat folk, will be a lot of fun. The Weary Boys, Central Texas bluegrassy type band. Owen Temple also came through our New Folk Singer-Songwriter program and has a new album out. He's a well-known Texas country artist, so he'll be on our stage with his band. And that night we close out with a very popular group out of Austin called Sir Woman. And they played our Welcome Home Festival, and they were such a hit that we really wanted to have them back. And then finally, on our last night of the festival, we're going to close it all out with Hayes Carl. And that will be a special treat for us, and I'm very excited about it.
In addition to the music you've got going on, you've got workshops and other things. Could you tell us a little bit about those activities that are maybe during the day?
We can, of course, our first weekend, we do have our 24 New Folk finalists who come out and perform. That is at our covered stage, so it happens in the daytime, but it is shaded. We also have canoe trips that we do. We have a nature walk. And during the first week, we also have our singer-songwriter workshop. And this is headed up by Steve Suskin, Grammy-nominated songwriter, writes a lot of things for Nashville. He wrote the song Don't Laugh at Me, which was recorded and subsequently picked up by Peter Yarrow of Peter, Paul, and Mary. And based on that song, they formed a nonprofit foundation called the Don't Laugh at Me Foundation that tries to address bullying in the schools. So he heads that workshop up. He's been doing it for a long time. It's a 4-day workshop out at the festival, and it's really for anyone who wants to be a songwriter or is a songwriter, who wants to hone their craft a little bit. The other instructors for that school are Mary Bragg, Scott Cook, and Vance Gilbert. So it's a pretty star-studded faculty, and they do a really wonderful job. There's lots of co-writing opportunities and little breakout sessions. So that's a really fun, very educational program, and we do still have some spots available for that. Our second week, we have something similar. It's a harmonica workshop that is being taught by Nick Clark, Buddy Green out of Nashville, and Rob Roy Parnell. So that'll be a really fun-filled thing. It's 3 days of harmonica workshop. We have a guitar workshop that's taught by Janet Feld, who's an amazing teacher she's an amazing player too, but she's a really great teacher of guitar, no matter what your level. If you are picking up a guitar for the first time, or if you are just trying to improve your guitar playing skills, she's really a terrific person to do that. Those classes are usually very small, and you get a lot of individual attention. We also have the closest thing we have at the festival to an open mic which is on our weekend days, we host up on Chapel Hill. An artist hosts it and usually does a couple of their own songs. You put your name into a bucket, and if your name is drawn, you get to play a song at Chapel Hill. That's a really fun program, and there's some really diverse things that we see come out of that program. Of course, we also have a vibrant campfire culture. So any night when we have music, we're going to have music after the music. So if you come out and you walk around the campground after the main stage show or after a Threadgill show, there are going to be song circles going on all night, all over the ranch. And speaking of late nights, we do have a late night stage. It's going to be at Threadgill, and it's going to be it's going to be mostly acoustic, but with silent disco headphones. So it will be very quiet, but still very intimate because you'll have the headphones to listen to it. And that tends to be some younger up and coming artists, a lot of them out of Austin and the surrounding area. But that's always a very popular thing, especially with people not in our age demographic.
I like that little bit. Deb, we're recording this on May 16th. There's a very big event on May 17th for the campers. Could you tell us about that?
Land Rush. Yes. The tradition has been for almost 50 years now that camps come out early to set up. We have a lot of people that have been camping in the same place for 50 years. And the camp that my parents hosted was in that same place for decades. So people are very attached to their camps, their camp name, and their camp location. And to make sure that our established camps get an opportunity to get set up in their chosen place, we go through a process called Land Rush. And it pretty much works exactly like it sounds. You purchase a stake. A stake will allow you to reserve a 10 by 10 space. So if you need more space than that, you have to buy multiple stakes. We start lining people up in the parking lot at noon on Friday, and they diligently wait overnight, camped out in the parking lot until we open the gates at noon on Saturday. And the steady stream of cars and campers and vans and U-Hauls streams onto the campground, and people go down and say welcome home to one another and set up their camps.
So could you say a few words about the Kerrville Folk Festival Foundation?
I would be delighted. We have been a nonprofit now for about 20 years. The foundation itself is the parent corporation, a 501c3 nonprofit that puts on the Kerrville Folk Festival. The other programs that the foundation does is we host a music camp for teens in the summer. We partner with Schreiner University for what used to be called Music at the Mansion. It's now going to get a little bit of rebranding since we haven't actually been at the mansion in over a decade. We also put on the Welcome Home Festival in the fall in October. And we are going to announce at least a partial lineup for that very quickly. They're also the people that sponsor the songwriting competition. We sponsor a New Folk Winners Tour in the spring, which includes a stop at Old Folk New Folk, which is in Fisher, Texas. We put on the workshops at the festival and just really do year-round activities around the music and around the community and really do some great work there. We're member supported. So if you join the foundation, you can vote in Foundation Matters and have your voice heard and help support the culture and tradition of the Kerrville Folk Festival.
Could you say a few words about the volunteers?
The lifeblood. Yeah. The volunteers, we need somewhere between 750 and 1,000 volunteers to put on the Kerrville Folk Festival. And we are volunteer run with the exception of a very small office staff of 3 people. We are volunteer run. And that means VIP, transportation, backstage hospitality, stage management, potty patrol, trash crew, all are operated by volunteers. And the perks for volunteers are they get into the festival for free. They're required to work a 4-hour shift is all to get into the festival for free. They get free camping and some other perks like some ice and free ice and some things like that. And there's still volunteer opportunities available. We're always looking for good people. If you're interested in doing that, you can go to our website, the kerrvillefolkfestival.org website, and under Get Involved, there will be a tab that lets you sign up, gives you more information about volunteer and lets you sign up.
Could you tell us a little bit about the vendors who come to every festival?
We do. We have our we have an arts and crafts village. We're pretty selective in who we allow into that. It's no mass marketed, produce something. We really are looking for more handmade artistic goods. And we have those craft booths available every weekend night. Our food vendors are awesome, both down in the campground and in the pavilion. We have crepes and we're having Thai food this year and pizza and barbecue and of course beer and wine for sale as well. This year, we're also doing something for our volunteers. We are allowing our volunteers to display and sell their artwork through one of our craft booths. So anyone who's a volunteer who's also an artist can consign items for sale in the pavilion and earn a little extra money and have their work be visible and seen by many people. And we're really excited about doing that.
I have to shout out to the Frito pie, one of the best Frito pies I've ever had.
The Frito Pie lady's no longer, she retired.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry to say. However, she's still going to come out and camp. And she talked about doing a Navajo pie night down in the meadow. We'll see. I'll keep you informed if she decides she wants to do that.
The foundation also usually has some items for auction.
We have a silent auction of numerous and various donated items. We also have a guitar raffle. You buy a ticket, and I don't know exactly how many guitars we have to raffle off this year, but one of them is a logoed guitar. It's going to have our artwork on it, say Kerrville Folk Festival. It's quite beautiful. By all means, buy a raffle ticket, and you have a chance to win a guitar at our drawing on the last weekend. You don't have to be there to win. You can enter anytime in the 3 weeks up at the foundation booth, where you can also become a foundation member, bid on our silent auction items, and support the festival that way.
I'm going to give everyone a tip on the silent auction. Just go ahead and pay the price. Just don't even waste your buy it now.
You don't want to keep going back and checking.
Yeah, my wife said, look, you're going to buy it. Just buy it now. And then the lady said, just buy it now.
Yeah. So just buy it now.
Yeah. Be a boy and buy it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So buy it now. Anything else we need to talk about, Deb?
I think that covers it. We also do have on Saturday and Sunday mornings during the festival, we have a family concert. We're having 3 new family concert artists this year. Strawberry Yops, Saul Paul, who's Grammy nominated for his children's albums, and Mr. Will. So that should be really great. We also do have worship services. Every Saturday, we hold a Shabbat service up on Chapel Hill, and every Sunday, an all-inclusive worship service as well, with music as well as part of that folk song service. So that, I think, covers it. We'd love to see you out there. Look for opening night tickets around town for Thursday night. We're going to have a number of locations that have them. If you've never been, this is a good chance to come out for free and see what it's all about and enjoy the music and have a great time and see what all the magic is about and has been for 52 years.
I can't think of a better way to end this podcast than talking about the magic. That's perfect.
Thank you. I truly believe if you come to the festival with an open heart and an open mind, you'll find your people on that ranch.